Alright guys, we're here again. This is a guy called Skysers, I think. But yeah, this probably is a female head. There are problems again like the previous one, which is the corners of the eye in the middle has to be more in, and overall the eyes has to be more in the head, inside the head. The nose shouldn't be that shape. It usually is not. Also, when you look at the nose from below, it shouldn't lie on a flat plane here. It should be round the nose, but the lips are kind of okay. They are round, which is great. The ears are a little bit like what's happening here, and also they are pretty big. Maybe we should shrink them down. And also the overall shape of the head is a bit of alien-like. I mean, it's not... from the side view, you see the neck is too much back. It's too thin. Also, the ear should go forward a little bit, or the head should be a little bit bigger on the back, whatever, we will see. But let's start with grab brush and move this a bit inward, like this. Then a bit forward, the ear, and make it smaller. We'll see what will happen. So, let me just shade flat, because I don't like shade smooth. Shade flat is better. So this head I think was from ZBrush. It looks like it, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where it is from. We will try to fix it. So the nose, let's make it a kind of normal flat nose, like this. Okay. Push this area outward. Okay, then we probably will have to put some teeth, because when the mouth is half open, it usually have teeth inside. At least the top teeth should be visible. But also, the mouth should go up. I mean, the distance between the nose and the upper lip shouldn't be that small, that big that it was. And also, I will smooth the areas around the upper lip. And most importantly, I have to remesh it, because this looks kinda awkward. Let's remesh it. And now we can work better. Now, increase this, add here a little bit of a form. I will dig a bit here because it was too much, and I will smooth it, and then I will add those muscles. I will smooth it. Then I will add these fat pads here, but smooth them with the others on top. And overall, this will give us a bit better shape of this part. Then the eyes, they have to go in with the area around the nose. Also has to go in. The strength of the brush maybe have to be 50%. I mean, I usually work with 50% because this is the default value, but here it was a little bit more, and I was wondering why everything is happening so fast. But whatever, so let's make the eyes like we have to make them, like a round shape from the bottom, looking better. And the forehead is too huge. As you can see here, it's too inflated, so let's deflate it a bit. I'm flattening here, either with a high polish brush, or in this case with Scrape Peaks brush, which is the high polish brush of Blender, basically. Now, what else? Let's make the head a bit smaller overall, and the neck wider, because it shouldn't be, and of course more forward. As we know, it starts from the middle of the jaw, around that, and the jaw itself a little bit more feminine, so not so big angle, a bit like this. Smooth it. Okay. It's getting there, don't worry. We are only 4 minutes and 20 seconds into this video, so we have time, we will do it, don't worry. And I will put teeth, by the way, here, because when the mouth is half open and you don't put teeth, it looks very bad. It looks like very stupid. And also what I like to do is to inflate the corners of the mouth like this, because when I inflate them, they look a bit more sexy. Although now it doesn't look sexy at all, but hopefully at some point it will. I don't know, we'll see. Smooth and continue. So the neck, Shouldn't be that curvy. Should be a normal neck, hopefully. We will pull this down a bit, push. And then it's very important what you do in the bottom of the neck here. There is something strange. We will just make it normal, like this. And we will make this like traps here. And then the front part of the neck and the back part of the neck should be kind of similar. Parallel to each other, yes. Not similar. The nose seems to be a little bit bigger. So I will just move it up. And the mouth, I will move it up. At least I will try to see what will happen. Then the face looks a little bit flat. But we'll see how we will fix that. Maybe the muzzle of the mouth I will kind of make it. And then I will make this fat in here, which is the cheekbone fat. And it's starting to work. Now the mouth seems a little bit too small. Maybe I shrinked it, I'm not sure. And okay, it's starting to work. Of course, the nostrils, I need them, especially in this bottom part here, to be more in like this. To go in and then like a little bit inside, like a snail to curve. And then I will make sure they are not too thin in the top part. Now the nose looks a little bit blobby, so I will make sure the nose is kind of nice and the front part here a little bit smaller. And of course there are all types of noses, but we are trying to do something average here. That's the idea, average and kind of beautiful. But average is beautiful most of the time. So the lower lip, I'll move it backwards from the side view, because when it's a bit up behind the upper lip, it looks better. Okay. Now, let's see. So this part on the side here, it looks like it's too much. So I will try to flatten this area also. Flatten it. To make it more manageable. It's too much, and also the top part of the head now is not where it has to be. It has to be on top of the ears, and it was a little bit behind that, in front of that, which is not always the case. Most cases are that the top part of the head, the top corner of the head, most of the time people are making it too much back. But some people are making it too much front, which also is a mistake. So the ears, I will just smooth them and remake them. It will be easier, because they are not ultra bad shape, but they're not absolutely correct. So I think we can make it the Y, the question, and a little bit of this. You know, this bottom part here is not so pronounced in many people. So we have to be careful. Then push the ears inside the face a little bit like this, and we are very in a very good shape now, I guess you can say that. Hopefully those feedbacks are very useful for you, because I'm sure most of you, especially you are kind of a beginner, you have no more than like 10 or 15 or 20 heads under your belt. If you have less than 20 heads under your belt made, most likely you are a beginner, and those feedbacks will help you immensely, especially if you watch them, then you do your heads, and then you watch them again, because you will make those mistakes. Don't get me wrong, you will make those mistakes, and when I'm fixing those mistakes, probably it will be useful for everybody. That's why this course is unique, because there are feedbacks inside the course. I don't think there are any courses like this in the world even, with so much feedback inside the course itself. Okay, now I think the ears are relatively fine for this amount of time that I have. Although I have time. We are 9 minutes into this, and I'm already kind of finished. Not finished, but yeah, we are close. So let's make the clavicle here. We have kind of a space to make it. This kind of clavicle. And here it's a bump. This is connected to it here. There will be connection in here also. This will be a dimple. And yeah, when we make a right shape of the neck, it immediately makes the head more believable. Otherwise, it will be a problem. Now for the eyes. Let's pay attention to the eyes. We have to have this crease over the eyes like this. Over the upper eyelid, of course. And above the crease in here, we have to have this fat pad, which sits flush with the, almost flush with the rest of the eyebrow in there. And also I want to make the the eyes a little bit cat-like, so I will just pull or push this area a bit upward and then smooth this and see how it goes. So she's a little bit sad, but also let's push this and make this kind of line and smooth it a lot, because we don't want visibly to have super huge eyebrow lines, but we want to have them anyway. Not huge, but to be there. The eyes could go a little bit further together from each other. This line, the lower eyelid, here, and this crease. And this crease we cannot make quite well, because we don't have the resolution, but it's looking relatively fine. Maybe I would want to decrease. By the way, here I would like to make more meat, to put more meat around the around this area, because otherwise she will look too thin. And I told you, girls has to have a bit of a, you know, fat. We can make them basically very thin, but it will not be a good idea. This, the orbit of the eye, the bottom of the orbit of the eye. The eyes are a little bit too cat-like, so I will dial them down a bit. It'll be better, I think. Okay. This looks definitely better, but let's put some cylinder, which will make teeth, and they have to be just a little visible, those teeth. And they will make a lot of a difference, they always do. It will immediately look better. Otherwise, she will look like without teeth, which is never a good sign, we may say. Let me see what it is. Okay, put it here. You don't see what the keys I'm pressing right now, but I think it's not needed anymore that much, since we had the keys for all the videos almost until now. Okay, she has something like teeth right now, which is okay. Let me just increase the resolution of these teeth and just make them a bit more visible. And this is looking better. Now, what I can do is like flatten those areas here, so she's more thin, but I have to be very careful not to make her too thin, because too thin will be bad. And let's make some eyebrows, just a little bit like this, just to see how she will look with eyebrows. But very careful with the corners of the eyebrows here, I mean the shapes there, because now, even in my case, they're a little bit too huge. They have to be more narrow. Shouldn't be as huge. And the chin may be a bit like this. Yes, the chin is making a lot of difference, by the way. If the chin is like this, I mean, it looks bad, but if we kind of pushed it, and it looks a bit better. Now she looks a bit like a male. Why? Probably her skull is a bit too small, so let's make it bigger. The face part is very big and the skull itself is very small. It's not super small, but I think it could be bigger, which will be a bit better looking. We'll see. I will try to make it and we'll see. So the ears are okay. Yeah, the skull is better with a little bit more bigness. Yeah, a little bit bigger skull is always good. So yeah, that will be it for this. I think we are done. It's no, from the side view it's not good. I mean, I will push this a bit more, and here also. Maybe a little bit bigger forehead will be in order. Yes. Yeah, from the front view, I always like to do it to make it like this. So a little bit sharp here. Not round, not squarish, but yeah, maybe a bit bigger this side. I don't like it from 3/4, it looks manly to me. I don't know why, but it looks a little bit manly. Maybe because of the Adam apple, I'm not sure. We have to kind of squeeze this in, and we'll see if this will look more feminine. Feminine, I'm always saying that females are pretty hard to do. So yeah, don't be alarmed or don't be afraid to do females, of course, but if they don't happen to happen, don't take it too much seriously, since it's normal. It's normal. They need a lot of practice to work. Even for me, they don't always work. This is kind of cool. I mean, it looks fine. The skull shape is fine. Overall, yeah, overall it's fine. So let's move it. All of it. Okay. I need my select box and move it out of the way. And then just turn our head S to see if it makes difference. And it makes some difference, which is great. I like it. Now let's see 88mm, it's fine. Okay, we are cool. You see, a lot of things. And of course, in all of those feedbacks, there are a lot of things which are similar for these feedbacks, which is great because then you can see how your mistakes will be similar to that. You see how the nose is not very well made, and when I make it kind of with the right shape and kind of the right overall form, it kind of happens. The eyes, when I push them in, the mouth, when I kind of make it better, push it a little bit more up, all that stuff, and around the mouth, the muzzle of the mouth, here those things, the forehead, not to be that huge forehead, you know, to be smaller and normal. All that things are important. So let's see in the next, because I think we have at least 2 more heads or 3 to go through. So a lot of heads, very nice feedbacks.